Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome back to part 2 as we play the Siege of Arsuf scenario with Sword Siege Crusades Book 1 from Wargame Design Studio. In the first episode, we broke through the wall and we've got troops up on the wall on one of our siege towers. We're going to pick up the action where we left off. Let's jump right in. So here's a picture where we are at the beginning of turn 19 out of 30. So we have roughly 2 hours left in this siege. We are the blue forces outside the walls, and if you haven't seen the first episode, I'll put a link in the top right corner. You can go check that out if you want to catch up on the action and then come back to this one after that. What have we got going? Well, as we ended up in the last turn, we had finally got a siege tower up against the wall. It took us about half an hour to break through onto the top of the wall by putting fresh troops up there. However, they got ambushed from the side, and we can see this R on our axemen inside the city of Arsuf here. They're all by themselves, and they have been routed. Basically, they panicked and they ran into the city because you can't go back down the siege tower once you make it onto the wall. So it's a one-way trip once you're on the walls. Right as we ended up the previous episode as well, we can see this break in the wall. Our sappers finally collapsed the wall right down here in the southeast corner. So what are we trying to do? Well, we obviously want to get more troops up onto the wall and start pouring troops through the wall here. Now, you do need to go through the gap in the wall in column formation. And when you do get through this, you get disordered. So it takes a while to kind of get things sorted once we get to the other side. So we have a lot of work to do to get kind of a fighting formation inside the walls here. A couple of other comments I wanted to talk about as we start out this episode. A couple of people so helpfully provided the information that yes, range does seem to matter for effectiveness of units. So by holding our archers 3 spaces away, we reduce their effectiveness. They would have been more effective had we brought them up only 1 space away. Likewise, our mangonels out here, I mean, to be fair, I didn't want to bring them within range of that enemy catapult, and we're kind of okay right now with the damage that we've done. I might start to push these up and see what we can do, but I don't want them to get destroyed by the enemy artillery on the wall. I'd rather get free long-range fire than have them get wiped out. Meanwhile, the other obvious thing that I noticed when I was editing is this other siege tower down here. You know, I was thinking to originally bring it up north of the first siege tower, but we can bring it south of the first siege tower, push it up against the wall, and get twice as many troops going up onto the walls here. I should have realized that a long time earlier, so we'll correct that error and get our siege tower going forward right up against the wall so we can really start to push troops up onto the walls, clear the tops of the walls off, get troops down the tower, get this gate open, and get everybody inside the city. That's really going to be our goal, and we've only got 2 hours left to do it, so we're going to get busy. So I'm going to start moving things around, and we'll see what it looks like at the end of our movement here, and then we'll do some firing. So we've gone ahead and most of the time we spent on this turn was reorganizing our troops. What we did get, as we can see, if we look at these troops right outside, we got more troops in that first siege tower ready to go up on the walls. Now these troops inside the city, we can't actually move because routed troops here can only increase the distance to enemies, so there is no place they can go. Hopefully they can get themselves sorted out in the rally phase. We weren't able to quite get any troops, we didn't have any troops close enough to break through the gap in the wall here, but we do have some of the 2nd Battalion troops here, 50 men with their leader ready to go into the gap the next time, and we've got our siege tower moved closer to the wall. We also peppered these Muslim troops up on the wall. We killed about 10 of them or so with our mangonels and some archers nearby. So we're starting to wreak some havoc on these men because we've got to get more troops up on the wall. And with that, we're going to end the movement and firing phase, and we're going to go now to the melee phase. So we'll get that going here, and this should be interesting because we are going to push forward with these troops on the wall. Let's get these guys in the tower here and see if they can go. Advantage attacker. Excellent. Let's see what happens. Let's execute this. Nice. 5 attacker, 4 attacker, 5 defender. We pushed them down into the city, and we are now up onto the walls here. We're disordered, but that's to be expected. Very, very good. So now hopefully we can start to stream some troops up onto the walls. Love to get some archers up here. That brings us to the end of this part of the turn. I fear for these axemen, these 34 axemen that bravely fought their way up through the siege tower, got onto the wall, but then got routed into the city. Let's see what happens to them here. But I think that's it for our turn in terms of melee and stuff like that. Now we come to the Muslim turn. I expect these troops are going to get attacked here, but we'll see. Oh, they're attacking our troops on the wall here. No effect. Excellent. Those are archers, and we return fire. Good. Archers firing our troops up on the wall. No effect. Nice. We're starting to crack them. We're starting to crack them now. And, oh, still routed, I think. Okay, they didn't actually melee. These are archers beside us up here on the wall. Yeah, these are Muslim archers, so that's why they're kind of leaving us alone here. And they did not attack these routed troops. I'm not sure if they have melee troops close to the ground here. All right. Well, with that in mind, let's start to get these our melee troops, our ground troops here through the wall here. We are into the wall. Can we still keep going? Excellent. Yes, we're through the wall and through the gap. We've got movement of 2 left. I think that's good. Can we perhaps? No, we're disordered, so we can't change formation until we get ourselves sorted out. But that's fine. Now I want to pour more troops from the 2nd Battalion up in through this gap in the wall too. Let's send 49 new men up into the gap. They can't quite make it, but they're getting closer. We'll just kind of work their way through here. And let's get more melee troops up onto the wall here. This will help out. I wonder if there's a mechanic. One thing I wonder is if there's a mechanic in the game that means if you have troops beside you, you will be able to kind of gain from route, come back, rally faster than if you would. So let's try that. Let's move these 47 men down into the city here. Get fired at by archers. We lost a man. That's fine. And then we're going to do melee on these troops to the north here. Can we change our formation? Can we change it to a line? No, we cannot because movement allowance is restricted. Okay, so coming down the wall took our whole movement allowance. Nevertheless, let's get more troops up into this siege tower here. Can they come through and can they make it to the... They can make it to the wall right away. Excellent. So then perhaps they, if we kind of face them to the north here, movement allowance, they can melee on these archers here. We're starting to get positions. We're starting to move forward here. Now, we do want to try to get some archers up into the wall here too. These are 1st Battalion troops, which I'm trying to keep the battalions together. So I'm trying to send the 1st Battalion troops up through the siege towers and the 2nd Battalion troops through the gap. And then we can have the 1st Battalion troops go into the city and break north. 2nd Battalion troops go through the city and break southwest. So that's a rough plan here. Let's see if we can change the formation here of these archers to a column so they can go up into the siege tower. And let's get them up into the siege tower. Excellent. We got 44 archers up into the siege tower. Starting to get some range fire up on the wall here, perhaps. With that in mind, let's push this siege tower closer to the wall here. Excellent. We'll get this siege tower will be close to the wall in the next turn. We can really start to pour archers through there. All right. We got about 100 men in the city so far. Doing good. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to start to open fire more on the troops on the walls. Ideally, I'd like to send some melee troops up north to wipe out this artillery. And with melee troops against archers, I'm hopeful we'll have some success here. But with that in mind, let's push these guys closer to the wall. I want to get more archers firing on troops. Do these guys get ammo? They are still out of ammo. And get them out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to do some ranged fire, and then we will move to the melee phase here. All right, we did get some archers into the gap here in the wall down to the south. We got more troops up on the wall. We did start to unload with our mangonels on these troops, the archers to the north of our melee troops on the wall. Let's go to the melee phase now and see if we can wreak more havoc here on the defenders. So some good things here. Let's see if these guys on the wall here can go melee this way. Advantage attacker, excellent. They're firing with their bows. They killed one of us. Let's execute the melee now. Here we go. Nice. 2 attacker, 4 defenders, and a leader casualty. We killed their leader. Most excellent. We pushed down the wall. So we're starting to work our way down the wall. This is fantastic. Great. Okay, and now we do have another melee here. We've got our troops inside the fort here, fighting our way towards this north gate. If we can get this gate open, we can just, instead of using the siege tower, we can just run inside the city. So that would be fantastic. Let's attack to the north here. No prediction for this one. Melee troops against archers. Wow, they killed 5 men. Those are good archers. They probably haven't been kind of peppered by mangonels and bows. 8 attackers, 9 defenders, and they held. A bloody battle here as we attack these archers. We're down to 33 men. They're pretty tired, too. Fatigue 216. Wow. Okay. But in any case, starting to make progress here. I mean, time is not on our side here, though. So let's go to the next turn and see how the Muslims respond here. Most excellent. Turn 21 out of 30. Our troops inside here, these axemen that made it through, they are still disordered, but they did rally, which is good. And how about these guys? Still disordered. I was hoping our troops that came to the wall could get their act together here and not be disordered so we could start to get them in a line formation, a more effective fighting formation. But let's continue moving troops in through the fort here and start to pound the walls here. I think once we get these melee troops up and destroy this catapult, we can really pepper the walls with our mangonels, but there are not many troops left on the walls here, so they're starting to retreat, I think, down the towers and inside. Maybe we can get this gate open, though. So I'll move troops forward. We'll start to kind of get more troops in the wall, and we'll see what it looks like once we get that done. We're pouring up on the walls. We're pouring through the walls. We got more troops through the gap here. Starting to make progress in the city. We should have some melee here. We got some archers up on the walls. We've been pounding these archers to the north. It is time to go to the melee phase. All right, let's see if we can push these archers up on the wall here. Back. Advantage attacker. Getting fired at by the defenders. No effect. Excellent. Let's execute this melee. 4 attackers, 6 defenders. Excellent. We pushed them somewhere. I don't know where they went, but we're on top of the gate now. Our next attack will be against their artillery. We can have these melee troops just push their whole way down. That would be fantastic. Let's see if we can continue on here. We've got some more swordsmen inside the city here. Let's go. Cannot attack when facing, not facing the defending hex. Oh, I didn't move them. I didn't get the facing right. Oh, bummer. Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, but again, one of the things we're learning, got to check the facing here. Let's go this way. Advantage defender. What are these archers made of? Steel? They seem to be just repelling. 4 attackers, 2 defenders. They seem to be just repelling us with no problem whatsoever. Let's try our other spearmen here. Let's get them going. Melee, multiple infantry melee. Oh, okay. There's a rule. You can only melee once per turn. So apparently these other troops are engaged and we can't use them for melee. So not such an effective attack inside the city, but we're making progress up on the walls. That takes us to all of the effective melee in this phase. Let's go to the Muslim turn, and we will let them attack, and then we'll see what the results are here. All right, so the Muslims inside the city here, they melee attacked us and pushed us back. We came at them at the wrong angle. That was an effective leadership fail there for us here. But we do have some troops so close to the wall here. We've got troops on top of the wall of the gate here. Maybe we can attack this artillery. Then we can really start to pour troops in if we can get this gate open. Because off to the east here, we have we've got cavalry out here. We've got a 55, about 100 horsemen outside the city here. I'd love to bring them piling through the gates here and make a rush for the city center here. Although I'm not sure of the effectiveness of cavalry inside the city element here, inside these buildings. We'll find out, though. Okay, time to get moving and pounding these with long-range fire and make more progress, get more troops inside the city. And we are on the attack here. More troops into the city here. We've got these archers that are surrounding and defending this gate here, pretty much surrounded. We've got them surrounded on 3 sides with some archers pouring some fire down from on top of the wall. More melee troops up on the wall here. If we can kill them, get them out of action, we can get this gate open, and that's going to really help us out because once we get our cavalry in. So we're doing well, I think, on this north entry point. The troops coming up over the siege tower, down through the towers, and then into the city. To the south, though, we're kind of pinned up against this entry position. We're disordered. We've got this melee troops kind of pinning us in here. And we really haven't been able to put some much effective fire here on these 20 men. That's all that's left. These spearmen that are kind of holding back our advance through the breach in the wall. But let's go to the melee phase. Oh, wait, I want to pound the wall with our mangonels first here, and then we'll go to into the breach here with into the melee phase. All right, we've peppered the walls with more damage here. Let's go to the next phase, the melee phase, and see if we can make some more progress pushing these troops back into the city. First, let's check these guys out on the wall. 34 swordsmen up on the wall here. Let's see if they can attack and tear apart this artillery up on the wall here. Advantage attacker, attack. 2 attacker, 1 defender. Oh, man. Didn't break them down? All I have to do is knock these things down, guys. How hard could that be? Anyway, hopefully we'll get them next turn. Meanwhile, more to our advantage here. Our battle axemen, who have kind of regained them, rallied from that rout, have these archers pinned up against the wall. Advantage attacker. Let's finish them off here. Put them out of their misery. Excellent. 1 attacker, 8 defenders, and we pushed them back. Now, I think we have to move onto the wall, so that would be next turn before we can kind of open up this wall, open up the gate and get our other troops pouring through from the outside, because then we can bring all our archers inside. This will be fun. But down here to the south, we've got more melee here. Disordered troops, disordered troops. These troops here, they're facing the wrong way. Oh, because they got pushed back. Oh, man. Okay. We'll go melee with these guys here, though. Advantage attacker. Let's go. Push them back, boys. Push them back. We need space. Excellent. 4 attackers, 5 defenders, and we've created some valuable space. Now, just to the southwest, we can see there is a lot of troops here. There's 90 men here. Another 60, 106, 150, 200. almost 270 Muslim troops waiting for us to the southwest here. So we really need to get our troops inside and get them organized, because these guys are all in a line. We're all disordered and in a column. We are not necessarily in fighting formation here, but we're starting to create some space inside the city. I believe that is all of our melee. Let's go to the next turn, and we'll be back after the Muslims attack. We'll show the results, and then we'll jump on into our next turn. All right, our troops getting inside the city are starting to get reorganized. Most of the disordered troops now, if we click on them here inside the city, have gone from disordered to ordered, which is good because they're going to be more effective at fighting, and we can get them out of this column formation into a line formation and then move them up and start fighting more effectively. So this is excellent. That's what I'm going to try to do now, is try to reorganize these troops. I also think, let's do one thing here though. I think we can take these guys, these battle axe troops, move them. They have to be in a column formation. That's fine. Let's move them further up into the city a little bit here. And with that, so we're going to have these. I don't want to get them out of column formation if I can help it. We're going to turn them this way and have them move further into the city here. Start pushing forward. They're out of movement. Okay, that's fine. But these troops here that are in column formation, I think they can move here and then here. And the gate has shifted flag. We have taken the gate. Excellent. We've opened the gate and it is ours, which is perfect because now we can bring our cavalry in here and really start to wreak havoc. All of our other troops don't have to climb up all the way through the siege tower. They can move in and they have to move through the gate in column formation, but once they get through, they're not going to be disordered. So that will be good. Although some of these guys got disordered moving in there. That's fine though. This is promising. Very, very promising. Oh, the disordered troops are on the wall here. That's fine. So let's move these guys back here. The gate is ours and open, boys. Most excellent. Very effective turn. We've got troops pouring in. We're starting to organize our troops in the city. I made a mistake down here. I tried to reorganize. It's easy, I found, when you're shifting formations to, like, for example, in this case, I had 2 units in one spot, and I only selected one of them to change their formation. That disorganized everybody, so it was a bad command. Had I think, selected them both or asked them both to change into line formation, it would have worked. But so sometimes the game can be a little fickle. There is an undo button here, but for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be working in this scenario for me to undo those types of things. So anyway, you'll live and you'll learn. You just have to be very precise when you're changing formations or asking units to rotate facing and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's easy, I've found, to kind of miss those things. But I imagine that comes with practice. But to the more positive element here, we are pushing inside the city. We've got these troops bumping up against these Muslims to the southwest. I did move the other siege tower to the south here, brought some archers and ran them up on the wall here. So I think we can run these archers down here and perhaps provide some archery fire as these troops work their way towards the southwest wall. And I'm not too concerned about taking the southwest gate, actually, as much as if we can pour through in force through the main gate and work our way to the central part of the city that way, clear these troops off the wall. That's enough to give us victory in this battle, and we're starting to run out of time too. So let's go to the melee phase and see how things go for us. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to get these troops up on the wall. We've got on the wall these troops here to do melee to the north here and see if we can take this catapult off here. Advantage attacker. Excellent. Let's go. One attacker, one defender, and I think we've wiped out the mangonels. That's perfect. And I did limber up the mangonels over here outside the gates, because I think at the very least we can start pushing them forward now that there's no artillery. And if there's any troops up on these walls that maybe we can't see just up to the north here, we can start really pounding these troops on the walls and doing some damage. But that clears this. We've firmly got the central gate in our command now here. We've got one more melee attacker, which are these disordered men. Half of them are in a line formation, half of them are in a column formation, but let's go melee here. Advantage attacker, that's good. Let's see what happens here. There's a lot of us. 3 attacker, 4 defender. Not as great a result as we would want, but they're disordered and stuff. So anyway, a little bit of progress here. That takes care of our turn. Let's go to the Muslim turn now. Excellent. No real damage done by the Muslim defenders inside the town here. They seem to be trying to form a defensive line here around the central part of the city here. And we are starting to get these archers that I've got selected just inside the walls here. They now have been resupplied with bows. So I moved our supplies forward. It looks like with this gate open, we're starting to get supplies into the city. So we've got runners in coming with the arrows to resupply our archers, which is excellent. So because they were out of ammo. So now we can continue to push forward. I think our steady plan here is these men up on the wall who have been doing an amazing job are going to keep moving up here. We'll have them melee against this. We're going to start to move our mangonels, which are all... this one needs to be unlimbered here. Let's change formation. Limbered, excellent. They can move next time. I still want to move in these so they can do something at least a little bit here as the battle continues on. Everything else is pretty much out of range, out of any good targets here. So we're just going to try to move them north here. They're all limbered. Just try to push them north and see if they can get something going here against these remaining troops on the walls. Meanwhile, we'll move everybody else into the city, continuing to organize our troop. We'll take a look after it's done as we go to the melee phase. More progress inside the city. We've got our mounted cavalry in here. We can see they've broken through the gate. We've got them pouring through the city. A stack of what looks like archers and spearmen here. Oh, horses against spearmen might not be the best attack, but we will attack here. We're starting to get our ground troops in the city in force. Down here to the south, we've got more spearmen inside the city against these troops here. Starting to bring in more reinforcements and get them ordered and get them in line formation. And we're starting to hold a line here on the south. We've got archers up on the walls here. They're starting to pepper fire down inside the city. We're just about ready to go to the melee phase here now, but things are moving along fairly well, I think. Alrighty, onto the melee phase. Not very effective archery fire. Inside the buildings here, it doesn't seem to be working. This, by the way, is turned 24 out of 30, so we've only got an hour left to get to the middle of the city here. I mean, we're close. We're about 120 meters away, and we're starting to make way through the buildings here, but it's house-to-house fighting now. Let's hope we can make some progress here with our melee attacks up on the wall. These swordsmen have been absolutely heroic up on the wall here. Advantage attacker. Let's go. Push it forward, Ben. 5 attackers, 1 defender. That wasn't very much advantage attacker there. Did it say advantage defender? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, they did. They finally, I seem to have run into their wall here. But we'll keep pushing forward. Let's try. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Mounted knights against spearmen with all this stuff in here. But let's see what happens. Advantage defender. Yeah, that's probably. This might be bad. We'll learn something though. 7 attackers, 3 defenders. We've disordered everybody though. That's good. I wish I had faced these silly axemen to them. We could have attacked with them. But next turn. Okay, anyway, we're starting to make progress here. Meanwhile, let's keep pushing. They're disordered in a line. That's fine. What do we got here? We've got some barber swordsmen. And they got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to actually wait and hold our position here. Just to we get more reinforcements up here. But we do have an attack down here with these guys in a line. Let's do that. See if we can push advantage defender. Oof. Wow, we're running into some stiff resistance now in the city. 4 attackers, 4 defenders. Okay. We got a lot of troops coming in though. We got archers up on the walls. It's going to be close. It's going to be close for sure. Let's go to the next turn. Muslims counterattacking in force there, as you can see, pushing us back. But these guys have pushed themselves in kind of a rough place here. They advanced through the fort. These guys held, holding off, inflicting stiff casualties. The Muslims are starting to defend the center of this city here, and we've only got an hour to get there. So this could be a kind of an epic last push to the city center here. I'm going to move troops. We'll start to fire with our archers, and then we'll look at some of the melee attacks as we get closer and make more progress here. We continue to reorganize and push and form lines and try to get good position. We've got a nice little, kind of almost like a beachhead inside the city here, a stronghold around both entry points here. But we need to make more progress. We're not making progress towards the center of the city. We've got less than an hour left to go. So let's go to the melee phase and see if we can push forward here. Some stiff defenders here now in the way, however. Let's just kind of go right along a line of attacks here. I want to have this mounted cavalry start out here and try to hit these troops here. Advantage attacker. Yes, we got our mounted troops. Horsemen. Let's attack. 2 attackers, 6 defender. Excellent. We push them away. That's very, very good. Good. Pushing them back and pushing them away from us. Trying to make more space here. And let's now try, can these guys here in a line... I think, their fatigue is 243. Wow, they're exhausted. But this is not the time to rest. We have to go forward. Let's try it. Advantage defender. Uh-oh, that's bad. 2 attackers, 4 attackers, 2 defender, and a leader casualty. We killed their leader. Excellent. Very, very good. So we lost more men, but we killed their leader. We'll have to get these guys out of here and get some fresher troops in there. These troops, 253. Wow, exhaustion. That's a lot. I wonder why we're not making progress here. Fatigue 0. This is probably good. Let's get these guys going up here. Select them first. Why can't we go? Cannot fire in the melee phase. Oh yeah, sorry. I got the wrong button pushed. Let's go. Advantage defender. This is not good. I'm not making progress in here. 8 attackers, 0 defender. Oh, that's just nasty. These troops are tough. We might not make it. I don't know how we're going to get in there. Mounted troops might have to lead the way, but we are get around here or something. But we're not making progress here. How about up on the walls here? Disordered on the wall. 194 fatigue. Yeah, they're starting to... Advantage defender. Oh, man. We're getting there. 4 attackers, 1 defender. We are not making progress anymore. Our attacks stymied, grinding to a halt here. Let's go. That's all our melee attacks here. These guys, yeah, has meleeed. Everything's gone. They have meleeed. Everything in range has gone. Can these archers melee on their archers? Let's find out. We'll learn something. No prediction. Interesting. They fired at us, killed a man. We can. 3 attackers, 2 defenders. Okay. I did want to show real quick as we get into the settings here, though. If we go to view the score, we can see how we are doing. By taking that city checkpoint, we have lost 138 men, killed over 300 men. We've taken out that artillery, which gives us a big 40-point bonus there. But that kind of capturing that city, that gate there, we're at 127 points right now, which gets us over the minor defeat into the draw category. In order for us to win, we're going to need to take the city to get take the city center there. So time to work. Let's go to their turn. We'll be back as we get a result for what happens with them. Less than an hour to go, 50 minutes to go. We were pushed back in the north. We held here near the city center, but we cannot go forward. It's literally a melee, a bloodbath of melee combat in the city here as we're trying to push towards the city center. But it looks like the ranks have thinned out a little bit to the south here. Maybe we can find a way forward down here. And that indeed is what I'm going to try to explore right now. I might even try to sneak this cavalry around from the back. These units are facing, they're facing this way, but could we get them behind them here? That might be possible. If we could push these back and then pour in from the south, that could be. We have routed a bunch of troops here, so even though they are fighting bravely, they are starting to crack. So we'll keep moving forward here. We'll take a look at what it looks like after we make all our movement here. Starting to see cracks in the Muslim lines here. I think we're actually going to hold. These troops up on the wall are so exhausted, and we're not making any progress against these archers. We're just having men die. So I think we're going to wait for our mangonels to start pounding on these archers and then move them forward. There's no real rush to do that. Down here, we've got our cavalry shifted to the right. We're going to try a flank attack here. A melee attack against these guys can only... Oh, we got to go to melee phase. Sorry, let's go to melee phase first. We'll get there. Now we're in melee phase. Let's go here. Select our cavalry, our knights here, and see if we go there. Advantage defender, but we're attacking them from the flank. Why? 5 attacker, 1 defender. Oh my god, our knights are getting butchered in here. I suspect it probably has to do with the fact that cavalry isn't very good inside of buildings, right? That might be the fatal flaw that we're making here. Again, learning a lot as we go forward, but now let's see if we can push these troops back. These are fresh troops up here. Advantage defender. Oh man, no one can make progress. It's hard to move forward. 3 attacker, 3 defender. Okay, these troops to the south are so exhausted, we're going to have them hold. Down here, we've got our cavalry attacking out of the city. Let's try this at these guys in the open here. Advantage defender again. Why? Damn. 2 attacker, 4 defender. That's good. That's progress. And then we cannot attack with more than 1. I don't believe we can attack. Yeah, multiple melee, infantry melee rule, optional rule, not in effect. Okay, so not much progress on the ground here. Let's push these archers, see if they can do melee up here. Advantage attacker. Excellent. Finally, an advantage to us. And we push them down into the courtyard, which is a good place for archers to be. Get them off the walls here. Now we can push forward into these archers here. Okay, so about 50 minutes to go. Let's see how the Muslims respond to this. I don't believe we have any other attacks we want to make, unless we want to do fatigue 180 up here against these guys in the city. Yeah, let's just hold this northern edge here. I think we might be able to break through. We've got some axemen up here that are kind of shaken free of the Muslim lines, and I think they can maybe turn the corner on these groups here and pour towards the city center. So we've got a couple of places where maybe we can break through, and I want to kind of see how those play out before we start to commit more troops. All right. They are pulling back a little bit here, fighting a tactical withdrawal. Let's see where they melee. Yeah, melee. Oh, yeah, that was to be expected. Oh, they're trying to push our troops back, and they are. Gosh, they're coming at us hard here. Man, they're pushing us back. We're getting farther away from the city center. But we do have a hole here with these cavalry. I think we're going to try to make a run for it. That might be the best thing to do. We're kind of got these guys a little bit surrounded now, too. Maybe we can attack them from the flank while they're facing the wrong way here. And these troops are fresh. These swordsmen here. So, yeah, we'll start to rearrange things, and we'll see how this attack looks. So I tried to make a run with these cavalry to the city center part, but there were troops in the way here. There's some spearmen here, so that's not good with a leader. We're going to try to make some progress here with our melee attacks, but it's slow going, and our troops are exhausted. So we're just not able to really kind of make a ton of progress here, I think. Nevertheless, let's go to the melee phase here and see what we can do. Advantage attacker. Excellent. I love it when that comes up. 3 attacker, 7 defender. Good. We're pushing them back. Very, very good. These guys now, let's have them go forward. Melee here. Advantage attacker. Excellent. In the open, we seem to have an advantage. 2 attacker, 16 defender. Perfect. Very, very good. Now, can we probably not attack again, right? Multiple rule. Yeah, okay. So we can't attack more than once, and we can't rout them. Can they? They don't have follow-through. Cavalry does. Do I dare attack with these horses on these troops here? I think we have to try it. Let's advantage defender. Yeah, horses in cities are not working. 1 attacker, 0 defenders. No big deal, but we're just exhausting ourselves this way. These troops that snuck around, they're fresh. Let's have them go this way. Advantage defender. Uh-oh, that's bad. There's a lot of troops there. 5 attacker, 2 defender. Okay. How about you? Exhausted. 306. We're going to have them hold and not melee. Here, let's see if these troops who are fresh, our battle axe troops, can they push norwards? Advantage defender. God. 10 attacker, 1 defender. That was a catastrophe. Okay, enough of that. So our one hope here is to the south, where we might be able to push a little bit into the city and break through here. We're still not dead yet, but gosh, we're not making the progress we had hoped to make here. Can these, they have meleeed. Okay, that's nothing there. Yeah, okay. We routed these troops in the south. We might be able to get the south gate, which would help. If we could loop around the city, there might be a time to get it. It might come down to the last turn. Let's go to the next turn and see how the Muslims respond here. They are making a nice tactical withdrawal here, kind of a fighting defense as they move back. Oh, okay, 2 attacker, 7 defender. They have pushed these troops way back, but they've surrounded themselves now. We should be able to attack them from the rear here. It's a big force, but they're all disordered. They've got to be exhausted. We should be able to have these men who are somewhat fresh melee them from the back and just cut them apart. In which case, maybe we can run to the sea. Or do we have them leave? Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so here's our plan. We're going to have these troops push forward this way. They got to face the right way. So we got to turn them to the counterclockwise. Let's go this way and then this way. We're out of time. We can't move anymore. We're closer. We're 80 meters away from the center of the city here. These troops got over ambitious and cut through here. But let's now cut these units and surround these units here. We'll push these guys up here. Move these forward, round them up here a little bit, and face this way, and come this way. They can't, they're out of movement points. Let's go these guys to the left. We've got to select them. Left. Excellent. And we're going to have them melee to the south and these guys. And these troops, fatigue are 486. They must be just dropping to their feet here. Now, what happened up here in the north, where these troops, did the enemy leave? We'll go in here. Okay, keep pushing forward. Be a little bit careful here. Movement 5. There they are. Okay, that's not good. And okay, so keep pushing up and keep pushing forward. But wow, we're running out of energy. That's not such a great place to be. Okay, but our mounted troops here can move. Can they cut through? Interesting. We could have them try to run down this channel and try to take the citadel up here, although I imagine there's somebody defending that. It's so chaotic here. Nobody knows what's going on. Okay, let's push forward, though, down to the south here. Go here. And can we get the southern gate here? I think these troops Yeah, we can start. They're routed. So even though we're taking casualties, we have, to a certain degree, exhausted them. Let's push these troops up here. And they're routed, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let's face them to the north here. Push them up here. Ah, they're out of movement. Okay. But these guys can come here and melee on these routed troops. These troops can come here and face them to the... Can we get the city gate? Oh, we're not in line formation. We can't. So we're going to have them face to the north and then melee here. So we're starting to rout the southern defenders here, which is very good. So let's change the formation. Let's get these archers here against these guys who have routed them. We're going to have them move down and keep pushing forward. Let's have these archers keep moving down. Running out of movement points. Can they go in the city here? They can. Okay, go in the city. Keep going, men. Keep going. Excellent. And they can fire, too. So we'll have them fire on these routed troops. Probably won't be very effective. They just come screaming down the mountain. Yeah. But we routed the southern defenders. We could turn the corner and make a run for the city center this way. It's getting interesting indeed. One of our mangonels on just outside the wall has set up and fired, and they hit these archers on the wall and killed 11 of them. So that range definitely does matter. We're starting to pound these guys. Might be time to try to push these archers back again. We'll see. There's only 21 men left here. They're down to 51 strength. They're still pretty exhausted. These troops on the wall, these swordsmen, have been heroico. They fought their way all the way up the wall here, which has been amazing. And now it's time to go to the melee phase. We do have some big melee attacks that hopefully could help us here. On to the next turn. Yes, melee phase. Okay, so what do we want to try to do here? Let's see. These troops are disordered going up. These are all disordered too, though. Everybody's disordered. Let's have them hold, actually. They cannot melee. They can melee, but there's nothing there. Why didn't I move them to the north a little bit? Oh, that's a bad move on my part. But here we go. Let's see what we've got. We've got 18 men. That's not good because I want to attack this big stack. 50 men, 100% strength, completely fresh. Let's select them and melee this large stack here. Advantage defender. Really? I guess there's just so many of them, huh? 7 attacker, 5 defender, leader casualty on them, which is good, I think. Okay, that's good, though. We're starting to get them surrounded and kind of put some heavy hits on them here. I wish we could melee them more than once. I might turn that optional rule on at some point. It seems like when you've got units surrounded on 4 sides, you should really be able to pound them here. But that is not the case as to be here. Let's attack these routed troops down here. So let's go this way. This should be advantage attacker. It is. Let's push them back. Excellent. Oh, there's more troops here from the south. Okay. It's not going to be easy to get to the city center here, but we're getting closer. Lastly, let's have these troops hit these routed troops here. Advantage attacker, of course, because they're routed. 1 attacker, 4 defender, and we are pushing them back on the south here. Excellent. We can have these archers run up and open up the gate. That'll give us more victory points. I think that's all of our melee, unless we want to run these our knights here at these troops. But the knights melee in the city seems to be a really bad idea. And there's a lot of men, and they're spearmen, and they're in a line, and they have a leader. I feel like that's just asking for trouble here. So we're going to save our knights to maybe try to run to the city center. We're 80 meters away now with about a half an hour to go. Let's go to the enemy turn and see what they do. Every time we get close, they seem to adjust. Yeah, now there's troops right in the way here. Gosh. And they're bringing troops from the north here to kind of to stuff this threat. They're pretty good. I mean, the AI seems to adapt pretty well to where we're pushing and where we're making threats here. Ah, they pushed us back. These troops have held. We've got them pretty well surrounded here, though. Okay, turn 29 out of 30. 20 minutes left to go to get to the city center. Can we do it? Okay, first thing I want to do is... Oh, I forgot to melee these guys on the wall. That was my bad. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to run these troops up there in Cavalry. They want to get and take... Oh, they couldn't take the gate. Why not? Sometimes they click and they seem to get carried away doing something I don't want them to do. But such is the case, I suppose, in war. Okay, so now I'm going to move our troops, see if we can push forward and try to collapse on the city center here. And we'll try to damage everything else. And yeah, here we're going to just try to go for it, basically. Second to last melee phase. We've pushed forward, but gosh, we have a lot of... one thing, can we move? No, we can't move them. The movement in the city is slow, and they seem to stuff every gap we can fill in there. All right, so we're going to go to the melee phase here, and 29 out of 30. We're going to see if we can push forward on these walls up here with these troops. It's because we've really pounded the archers now. No prediction. We got this. Come on, boys. Let's go. 3 attacker, 2 defender. No, we do not have it. Okay. The other thing before I forget, I want to see if these archers down here can get these routed troops. Advantage attacker. Yes. Let's go forward. 1 attacker, 1 defender. Yeah, I guess they're not very good at melee. Okay, now we have a hope here. Down in the south, we've got these attackers, these swordsmen pushing towards the south, right to the south of the city center. They can attack here, and let's see if we can have some luck here. Advantage defender. Yeah, we really, come on guys, rise up to it. Yes! 3 attacker, 3 defender, and we push them back. Very, very good. Okay, now if we could get the same kind of result here with these fresh troops. Advantage defender. Come on, get the same result, boys. Push them back. Push him back. 3 attacker, 2 defender, leader casualty. Okay, that's probably good. Maybe we can get there. Now, unfortunately, here... Okay, we want to attack these surrounded troops. These are fresh. I wanted to face these guys the other way, but we still have troops that can attack. Let's go this way. Advantage defender. Oh, come on, let's get these guys. Yes, 2 attacker, 4 defender, and we pushed them back and out. That's good. And now, here... These troops, they're exhausted, though. I don't think they can make it. Can they push advantage defender? I don't think so. Yeah, 3 attacker, 1 defender. They couldn't make it. Okay. The question, I don't think our horses are facing in the right direction to melee here, but we might as well try them. Cannot attack when facing... Yeah, we're not facing the right way. Okay, up here has meleeed. They did not go anywhere. Okay. Very well. We're... so close to the city center, but I don't know if we can make it in one more turn. Let's see how the Muslims respond here. I don't think we have enough movement points to make it unless they were to back up out of the way. And maybe they've been routed. We'll see. Okay, 29 out of 30, the Muslims, but they've consistently plugged holes on us. They're falling back somewhere, probably to the city center itself, right? They keep vanishing. We can't see them. They plugged that hole over here. Last turn, here we go. We've got 80 meters to go. I wonder if these troops here, they've moved away. Can they make it there? There's enemies here. Can we go around them? Not enough movement. Okay, so they've consistently plugged the holes here. How about our horses? Can they make it? They go this way? There's troops there. Okay. What about our... Yeah, I don't think anything can make it. Can these archers at least take the gate here? Yes, okay, so we got the gate. How does that put our victory conditions here? Let's take a look at it. Victory conditions. 223 to get to 300. Still a draw. Okay. Man, we're just going to be like 10, 20 minutes too slow. We need to at last get an attack on the city center, but I don't think we can make it. Can these men make it? Can they go here? They're out of movement. The wood slowed them down. Our one hope here are our mounted cavalry here, who have a good movement point. As soon as they move next to the troops there, they get disordered and they had to stop. Nothing we can do. We can't get there. And there's troops here. We try to push our archers up. That's bad. Okay. They seem to have formed a salient right around the city center here, just not letting us through. These guys, can they get in there? There's only 18 men left. What about you? 41 men. Okay. Change your facing. Come this way. And then change your facing again. Come this way. Out of movement. Nothing we can do. Well, this is as close as we could get. Let's go to the melee phase. I see nothing else to move closer. We're going to be denied by probably one turn, the final victory here. We will try. Let's just throw everything we can at melee, because I don't think we can fall out of that draw status. Look at that. We push forward. We're literally 40 meters away from the center of the city. So close. Okay, let's go to their turn. Then we should get the final results here, but we do not have anywhere close to the victory we need here. So close to it, though. In that one last spot. All right, so I've shifted now to the melee phase, and they are still hanging on here. But we'll take a look at the final score, although it's pretty certain it's going to be a draw. We ended up with 220 points. We needed to get to 300 to get a major victory, So we were 80 points short. Literally, you have to get this gate to get it. For casualties, we lost 245 infantrymen, 22 cavalrymen, which was there. We killed 517 infantry losses and then 1 artillery loss. We took out 5 of their leaders for another 36 points. So we did inflict about 2-to-1 casualties, perhaps, but not enough to get us close to that victory. We needed that last 40 meters. So close. But there you have it. The Siege of Arsuf Crusades Book 1 from Wargame Design Studio. Let me know what you think down below. This has been a ton of fun to play. This is my, I think second scenario. I see a lot of things that I think I can do better, and it's kind of like precision with formation. But yeah, this is a fun little nut to crack. I've really enjoyed this. Big thumbs up to this one. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.